Hello, Ida Terry here. Welcome to Windsor 411. And today's guest is Liston Filliard. He is a playwright and also an actor. And a surprise guest, Francis Sharp. Let's meet our guest. Good afternoon, good morning, whenever you happen to be viewing this program. Today we're talking to Liston Filliard. He is the executive director as well as co-founder of the Journey Writers. But before we get to that, Liston, tell us a little bit about your background. What led you to form the Journey Writers?
Okay, we were working on one of my plays.
Okay.
And the cast had some questions about some of the script. And so I went back and I made some revisions. And from that, it developed the play much better than it was before. Mm-hmm. In fact, I had written an extra scene in there. And so with that in mind, there were four of us who formed the Journey Writers.
Okay.
Who were in the play.
Okay.
It was Francis Sharp, Carla Dean, and Theresa Ellington.
Okay.
And so we all kind of, at the same time, came up with the idea of, let's get a writing group.
Okay.
Because it helps to encourage us
Mm-hmm.
to write and to critique each other's work.
Okay. So you said earlier that you wrote this play, so that means to me that you're a playwright. Tell us about the very first play that you wrote, and then I certainly want you to talk about this current one in which you added the Journey Writers to sort of help you create another scene.
Okay. My very first play, I had just got my bachelor's degree.
Okay.
And I started working at Eastern Connecticut State University. And a friend of mine was doing something from Langston Hughes, and he asked me to be in it.
Okay.
Just to read it.
Okay.
And so from that, there was a guy up at UConn, because I had just graduated from UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted him to write a play, and I had a couple characters in mind.
Mm-hmm.
He never did get around to doing it. So I said, well, let me try it. So I wrote it, got the students together, and directed it.
Oh.
And as a result of that, people started saying, I want to be in your plays.
Oh.
And so we were going to do the play again, and the cast wanted to enter it into a contest that they were having there.
Okay.
And I said, well, I don't want to use the same play. So I wrote a little excerpt, a skit from it called Can I Get a Bit?
Oh, the one that, okay.
Yeah, and so we won first place.
Whoa, high honors.
Yeah. And so after that, I started getting students together and doing other plays. Then as a result of that, I needed some more characters. Mm-hmm. And so I had some of my friends from New Haven come up.
Okay.
And they were in it. And then I formed a group in New Haven.
Okay.
Called Vital Elements.
Vital Elements.
Yeah.
And so what's going on with that group now, Vital Elements?
I'm not active with them now.
Okay.
It's kind of they're not really doing anything right now. I mean, occasionally they'll do something.
How do you come up with these names? The first one was Vital Element, and now the Journey Writers. Where did that come from?
Well, I felt we were the vital.
Oh.
We were vital.
Okay.
And we were the elements of the community.
Wow.
So that's how we came up.
Interesting.
With Journey Writers, we had people submit different names.
Okay.
That they wanted to come up, because first we just called ourselves the Writers Workshop.
Okay.
And from that, people submitted names, and then we voted on it.
Almost like a contest.
Kind of. And so...
And so I want to know, what did the winners get? What did the winner get?
Well, nothing.
Okay.
They didn't get it. They just got the name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, even that is pretty good. Yeah. So let's go back to, what was the purpose of it? I understand kind of how it got started, how it morphed into this. So what was the purpose of the Journey Writers, or just writers in general?
What we wanted to do was we wanted to encourage other writers, not only plays, but poetry, short stories. We have songwriters
Really?
in the group.
Yeah.
So we decided to, okay, we'll get together, we'll critique each other's work and help to promote each other and to encourage people.
Okay.
But without competition, because we did not want to have it to be a competitive thing.
Okay.
We just wanted to have an avenue where they could present their work.
Okay.
And it's worked out really great.
Really?
Yeah. We have a lot of people that come into the group saying, well, I don't know if I want to share my work. I don't think I'm a good writer. And then they present their work and we start clapping. You know, we say great. Or what we may say is, you could change this word, or you might consider this. And so it's done that way, and it's never a put down. It's
Okay.
always a lift up.
Oh, wow. So you guys are motivational as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about the first piece that you wrote and how it felt delivering it.
My very first.
Yes.
Okay.
The very first one.
What I did, first of all, I could imitate people.
Oh,
I
really?
I used to.
Are you going to do an invitation here
No.
today? Invitation. An invitation today.
It might be loud, but
Okay.
but anyway, there were family members or different people, or even when I was in the dorm, when I lived in the dormitory, I used to imitate some of the people. So what I did was I took some of those characters, I combined some of the characters,
Okay.
and that's how I came up with my play.
Really?
Yeah, I took those characters and I said, okay, what would it be like if these characters were together and had to feed off of each other?
Okay.
So that's how the ideas came. And they were
Okay.
comedies, you know, they
Oh,
were
really?
comedy. In the beginning, they
Yeah.
were comedies, yeah.
Yeah. And how do you recruit people for this workshop on the Journey Writers? How do people become a part of your group?
Actually, we don't have to recruit.
Oh.
What happens is people come into the group, they feel comfortable, then they bring someone else in, and it just starts to expand that way.
It seems like there's a cathartic element to all of this in terms of writing and helping people sort of bring some of their feelings to light, and then to be able to get that affirmation from the group that, you know, you're doing good, or you go back and sort of help them strengthen where the piece might not be.
Right.
Or maybe the word might even be clarified, to provide some clarification, some guidance.
Or just to
sort
give
of-
them some ideas,
Okay.
some additional ideas,
Okay.
some suggestions.
And tell me about the oldest person in your group as well as the young person in your group, because I get the feeling it includes a number of generations.
Yes, I think our oldest person is 73 or 74,
Really?
and our youngest, and she's great.
Some experience
You're
there
gonna
to
see
write
yeah.
about her.
And our youngest are in their 20s, early 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you bridge the generation gap? You know, you have a 20, you have some people in between, and then you have this lady who is in her 70s. How do you?
Well, every writer is unique,
Yes.
and everyone has their own style.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do, and then we take, after we work on our pieces, we do showcases.
Ooh, showcasing.
So
Now
we
that
do-
sounds exciting.
Yes. So we do a variety show.
Okay.
And that fits in. One other thing I found out with
Okay.
our writing is sometimes one person will write something and then someone else will say, you know, I have the same thing,
Okay.
or I have something similar, but with a different style.
All right. So it stimulates sort of a memory in that other person, and they go on to create a different aspect of that particular topic.
But a lot of times it's already written.
Okay.
It's just that someone will write something and someone will have it with them. So they
Oh,
said,
okay.
okay, I'm going to read this because this is similar.
Okay, so
to
there's
it.
some commonality there.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, okay. It sounds interesting. And let's go back to Can I Get a Bid? Any idea on when you're going to be doing that particular play again?
November 5th.
November 5th. And
Yeah.
where you guys are planning to?
It's in East Hartford at the cultural.
East Hartford Cultural Center.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. And I happen to know it's the particular group that he's talking about is Reach Training Healthy Children Initiative, and it is a nonprofit group that is whose main goal is to develop a support system for children whose parents are involved in the criminal justice system. So, and I happen to be affiliated with that group. In Destiny, to be transparent about that process. What is your ultimate vision for the Journey Writers?
First of all, to promote ourselves, to get each writer known.
Okay.
A lot of times, writers sometimes have a difficult time getting their work exposed.
Yes.
I know for playwrights, in order to get your work exposed, they want you to have an agent. But in order to have an agent, you need to have some kind of exposure. So it's
Okay.
kind of a catch-22.
Okay.
So what we wanted to do is promote ourselves.
Okay.
And ultimately, we want to publish.
Okay.
So we want to work on that.
Okay. So you kind of have a plan in mind. So where are you in that plan, that vision that you just talked about? You said you want to get exposure, and this is certainly a way to
Right.
get exposure. When you do projects in the community, like you're going to be doing this one in November, that is another way of
Right.
getting exposure. And at this point, what are your plans about getting an agent? Because you said that was something else that is needed to have you guys go forward and have your vision sort of come to fruition there.
Well, hopefully our name will get out there, and then as a result of our showcases, and our showcases have been very successful.
Yes.
They've been very successful, getting the exposure so that we can attract an agent.
Yeah.
You know, and we're going to look into how to get our work published.
Okay.
So that's one of the goals for next year.
So you're looking for a publisher. Perhaps perhaps we'll get a publisher as a result of this particular segment. I know we had the opportunity, my husband and I had the opportunity of seeing one of your plays, and it was the Black Nativity. I thought it was fabulous.
Yes.
And there were certain scenes that I thought was amazing. And the scene that I really liked, it was the one in which the pastor, I'm trying to remember his name. Andre Kitt was playing that of a pastor. And it just brought back so many memories. I mean, excellent show. And that's the one you guys did last year, East Hartford.
Right. Now that's a little something that I injected in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a huge cast.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you get all of those people together? Because there were some people who were not Journey writers that was also part of that particular play.
Well, the musical director, the producer, had some people in mind, and then I had some people in mind, so we just called on people. The main thing, the biggest part of it is really getting the choir together.
Really?
Because the choir, they can act. The main characters were Andre and Francis. You know.
Excellent actors.
So I worked with them
actors.
separately. So, and then with the dancers, the choreographers worked with the dancers. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how long have you guys, back to the Journey Writers, how long have you guys been doing this?
We started in September of 2013.
Wow.
Yeah. And we've accomplished a lot.
Okay.
In that period, we've done a lot of shows, but we also got incorporated. We got our tax exempt, and we just got funded. So
Whoa. So
yeah.
that means you guys have grant writers as well.
Yes.
So
yeah,
how did you
yeah.
identify your grant writers?
Well, one of our grant writers is a member of the Journey Writers.
How convenient.
Yeah, and she's very good. I
She's
mean,
very good,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Okay.
Because the first try we got the grant. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah. So could I ask, how much was the grant?
it was 1,500.
1,500 is 1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. And where do you guys meet?
We meet at the Christian Activity Center on 47 Vine Street in Hartford.
Okay.
We meet every other Saturday.
Every other Saturday.
Yeah.
And what time do you guys meet?
We meet from 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Yeah.
Do you accept drop-ins?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Perhaps we can attend one of your groups, and perhaps we can make it also a part of this particular show.
Okay. Well,
Because-
we're meeting on Saturday.
This is kind of short notice. Perhaps we can
Yeah.
check you out next Saturday. As we come to an end here, what are some of the things that you want to say that perhaps I didn't ask you that you want to say about the Journey Writers?
Well, I want to talk a little bit about the shows that we've done.
Okay, go ahead.
We started out, our first 2 shows were at the Sweet Harmony Cafe in Middletown.
Yes, I remember. I did one.
Yeah, we started out with that. As a result of that, we did our own showcase at the Pond House in over at Kennedy Park, which was packed. We did a
Really?
dinner. Our members cooked, and so we had a dinner and a showcase.
Really?
And there were so many people there that we were afraid we were going to have to turn people away.
Wow.
And it was an excellent program.
Yeah, that sounds exciting.
And then we've done, another thing that we do is for the last 3 years, a group of us do a retreat on Martha's Vineyard.
Oh, now
And
that
so-
sounds wonderful.
Yeah. And usually I'll give them a topic.
Okay.
This year, Francis Sharp gave them a
So
topic.
what's the topic this year?
This topic was about unity, the way we looked at the world. It was real broad.
Really?
It was real broad. So each person had their own take on it.
Wow. So what came out of that retreat that that you could share with our audience here?
We're still working on it.
Okay.
Mine started as a play. It's not complete.
Okay.
Another person had another play.
Okay.
We've had some poems, some stories.
All right.
So it's still evolving.
Yeah.
Still evolving. Another thing that we did was we had a group of people. We did something for the New England organ donors.
Oh,
So they
wow.
approached us and asked us if we could write something for them.
Okay.
So they brought some members up. Some people who've had organ donors have donated their family members
Really?
organs. Yes. And so they sat around the table. We told us our stories. Then we went back and we created a showcase, and we did it at Gateway Community College.
Wow. Now that sounds like something else that our viewers would be interested in.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's cutting edge.
Yes. And so what we did was we presented it. They liked it, and then the director who approached us about it
Okay.
submitted some of the footage to an organization tour, which involved all the states. It was a competition, and it won.
Did
It
you guys
won.
won? Did you win first place again?
Well, we didn't win, but the organ donors did, but it was because of our work.
Wow.
Yeah, actually.
We have just been joined by the fabulous Frances McAlpine Sharp.
Thank you so much.
She is this fantastic actress. we did a program. Well, I was on a program with them, with Frances as well as Liston. I think it was February of last year. We were part of a Black History program, and the kids would say, "She's fantastic." And when kids say that you are fantastic, that is high praise. So, Frances,
Thank you
tell
so
us
much.
all about you, how you come to join the Journey Writers. But before that, just tell us about you and what brought you to this field.
Well, I think I probably enjoyed acting from the time I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister and I would get in front of the mirror and act like it was television and
Okay.
do commercials and things. And then one of my grandmothers used to read poetry to us and things like that. So we started, reciting poetry. And I was extremely shy as a child.
Really?
So shy that I was just like a pleat in my mother's skirt, I'd say, because I would just sit under her. But when I was acting, then I felt more comfortable.
Okay.
And then we had music in the house a lot too, so we would.
So what kind of
dance
music
around.
did you guys dance
Just
to?
calypso, jazz. What did they call it back in my day? Rock and roll. What?
And why
like
is she
rhythm
looking
and
at me
blues.
like I know
No,
what day that was?
Listen, what-
Soul.
So,
like the Temptations.
yeah, and we're
Motown
probably
and
close to
stuff.
the same age. It was really
I think I
just
have
young.
you guys, but and we would dance and make up little things, and,
Really?
and I just love that.
Yeah.
And it I would do little plays at school, and
Okay.
then in high school I joined the drama club in Virginia when I moved to Virginia for my last 2 years of high school, and I love it.
Yeah.
And to this day, and then when I graduated and came to Hartford,
Yeah.
I started attending the Hartford Conservatory and their diploma program. And then when the Artist Collective came, I was fortunate enough to be asked to do a play with them.
Do you remember
And,
what it was? The name of
I
it?
think it was called. I think the first one I did with them was "Black as We Are."
Ooh.
It was like it was a choreo poem.
Okay.
And it dealt with our heritage and
Yes.
our journey. And so I, worked with them and for years, and I still enjoy,
Yeah.
going there. And then the performing ensemble, we had a group called the Performing Ensemble.
Was that
several
so?
of us.
Okay. That was the Hartford Performing Ensemble, was that?
I can't remember if we called it the Hartford, maybe so.
Yeah.
Oh, it started off as Push Performing Ensemble.
Push?
For Jesse Jackson,
Oh, okay, the Rainbow
'cause
Coalition, okay.
Carla and Byron Dean, and then it became the Hartford Performing Ensemble, and we just did things with them, and then I just studied theater various
Yeah.
places. I love it. I act as much as I can. I write, and then of course I had the drama club with the kids at
Really?
Weaver for years.
Yeah.
And various summer programs with the younger kids, and ConPep and Sphere program at Miss Porter's school. We had summer programs for the
Miss
children.
Porter School. Now that's really interesting.
Yes, that was the summer. I didn't teach there during
Yeah,
the
because
school
Miss
year.
Porter School is a private school. I hear that Jacqueline Kennedy went to that school.
Oh, not
That's-
when I was there. No, I'm just kidding. It is a prestigious school.
Not when you were there.
She's a little bit older than
Yeah, she's a little bit older than you. I see your point. But one of the things that you guys need to know about this fabulous Frances, she can act, write, and sing. I heard her sing at one of the many performances that I watched of hers. I happen to know a little bit more about her than I know about you, listen,
Okay.
so don't be feeling jealous. Don't be feeling jealous over here. But she can write and sing. I really wish we had enough time to have her sing just a piece of some of the things that she's done in the past. But maybe I could have you come back. But let's go to, how many years have you been in the field of acting, working with both kids up until where we are now? And I'm not trying to find out how old you are.
No. Oh, I don't even mind saying my age.
All right, how old are you?
67.
See, I told you you weren't that far away from me. But okay.
No, I'm just happy to be alive.
Yes.
You know, just each year God gives me, I'm pleased with it. So, I actually started drama school when I was 3 in Detroit. It was called Copo Studios, and my mother put my older sister and myself in there for dance and
Yes.
drama. And so we did that for a little while.
Yeah.
And then, like I said before, like through school, you know, we did the plays and things. And then I think before I even started actually teaching at school, at Weaver, or even Shanti, because there used to be a program called Shanti, which was for an alternative program for students throughout Connecticut, you know, in our general area.
Tell me, what do you mean by alternative program?
Well, it wasn't just a regular public school. You know, some people, how can I put it? Just a regular, everyday, you know, that kind of, I don't want to say, because I love public school as well, but some people don't get along as well in that day-to-day with 30 kids or 20 kids in a class, and I'm not saying people are more creative. It's in different ways that people are creative, but a lot of times they need a space to do things that are not, how can I say, like established with the, you know, the city or the government or whatever. You have to learn this and that right now. Not that you don't learn those things, but you have more of an opportunity to work in alternative ways rather than public school.
Sounds
it was
very
fun.
interesting.
You know, it was a lot of fun to it.
I know you have an extensive acting background. What was your favorite role, and what was the name of the play?
I can't even really say. One of the plays that I loved doing so much was for colored girls who've considered suicide, When the Rainbow Is Enough by Ntozake Shange, just because when I saw it myself, it brought me to a new awakening of life. So when I got a chance to actually play Lady in Red,
Lady in Red.
The characters, you know, they're different. They wear different colors, and they deal with different aspects of life and relationships and things of that nature. And it's really mainly coming into yourself, who you are, and you know, living your life and not making excuses and being victimized and he did this to me and she did this to me, and taking, you know, your own reins and doing what you need to do for your life and not making excuses so that you can't accomplish anything. And so getting a chance to play that role was great. But I loved all the things that I did at the Artist Collective too, and the performing ensemble, and especially when we would do choreo poems and you know, do some of the writers like Langston Hughes and Paul Laurence Dunbar and do. I mean,
what's your favorite poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar? And I know what my favorite one is, and it's If We Must Die. Listen, what about you? As Francis thinking.
I just love so much of this stuff. Lies, lies, bless the Lord. Don't you know the days abroad?
Ooh.
If you don't get up, you scamp, there's going to be trouble in this here case. You think I go? I like that one too. And then there's the one about the party. There's a party. I just can't think of all of it now. Some of it's more serious things as well.
This will give you an opportunity to come back and talk about it. But before we go, tell me what it's like working with Liston.
Well, now that's one of the plays that I really enjoyed doing as well. One of the plays that he wrote called Pender County, and he also allowed me to direct it.
He allowed you to direct it? Woo! So he must think you're pretty good too.
I don't know.
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
No, she's
I got
really
a
good.
cane here.
No violence on the set. No violence on the set. Yeah.
Now I forgot the question. See, now the age is coming.
You know,
What is it?
Working with me.
oh, he was ready to
Yeah, okay. No, it's great. And the writer's workshop, I enjoyed that so
Yeah.
much because we get a chance to share our writing, and there's different genres. So many people there's so much talent here in Hartford.
Yeah.
And then you get there and you listen to the stories and the poems and
Right.
the plays and there even you have like spoken word artists there. You
Yes.
have different types of poets there as well as people that are writing short stories, and I'm absolutely loving that. And then getting an opportunity to then perform some of our work.
Yes.
It motivates me when I get in a slump. And, you get writer's block sometimes.
And I have to say, you really motivating the kids, because whenever I heard them say that about you, I thought, wow.
Thank you so much for
Wow.
telling me that, because
Wow. Those kids thought
makes
that
me
you
feel
were
I just praise God for whatever
absolutely,
talent.
absolutely fabulous. Well, our time has kind of come to an end. I certainly want both of you to come back again,
I would love to
and
come
we'll
back.
talk a little bit more about it. Again, fabulous.
Thank you.
Grant-